What are some green flags early on in dating that the relationship should become serious? My husband and I backcountry camped on our second date. He was a pro, so I trusted him abs. He says he was impressed at my willingness to be bold and do something adventurous. We spent several hours hiking into spot with only conversation in the woods. We set up camp and cooked together. The feeling was peace. Just at peace to be with each other, work as a team and comfortable with the quiet and fire. I knew he was the one that night. I always thought love at first sight would be a powerful rush or energy. Turns out it feels like coming home. When your soul feels at peace, that's a green flag, my friends. Turns out it feels like coming home is killing me. That's how I felt with my partners when I realized I loved them. It wasn't just a burst of energy or getting all lovey-dovey, it was realizing that they felt warm on a level I couldn't put a name to. Early in our dating days, I was on a train with my now husband. The inspector was checking our tickets while we were about to pull away from the station when my husband spotted a woman come running down the platform. He pointed this out to the inspector, who stuck his arm out the window and held the train until she got on. My husband was so casual about it, didn't think anything of it really, and it was a small action, but one that likely made her day better. I thought it said a lot about his character, that he'd help out a stranger who didn't even know it. I was right, he is still that kind of guy. This reminds me of my husband. He always offers to help people with heavy bags or strollers on escalators, stairs, etc. if they look like they might need help. He's not a big guy, so often I think people are sometimes taken aback, but the way he casually asks and then hauls ass for others has always just blown me away. This was one of the most romantic things my husband did when we were early-ish in our relationship. He doesn't even remember it or think it was a big deal, but it was a huge green flag for me. I was preparing to move to a new apartment and had a ton of stuff going on in my life, including trying to coordinate moving out with expensive heat treatment for bed bugs that my a-hole landlord refused to be involved with. I was super stressed and drained, and when I was cleaning the fridge, one of the shelves inside literally shattered. I was basically beside myself and so frustrated because I knew that said a-hole landlord was going to screw me on my security deposit now after all I put up with. So I vented to my husband, then boyfriend, and was basically just like, I give up, everything is the worst. The next day he let me know that he had looked up my fridge model, found the shelf as a standalone piece and ordered it, and it would be there in 2 days, or whatever. I cried. I was so grateful. I was so overwhelmed and emotionally exhausted over the bed bugs and moving and everything else, and the fact that he saw that and just took something off my plate and handled it was such a relief. It showed me what a supportive partner he could be, and it was just what I needed. Also, when my parents' dog, which I'd grown up with, got old and stopped being able to jump onto his favorite chair, my husband, then boyfriend, built a ramp for the dog so he could still get up there to sit with my mom. And he matched it to her decor on purpose. These were all things he just felt like, well, of course, it was needed about, but they reinforced what a caring, thoughtful, loving, true partner he was. He still seeks out ways to do little things to make my life easier all the time, many years later. Obviously these examples are specific, but hopefully you see the overall green flag qualities they showed. I had a similar moving/stressed to the max situation with my, now, husband. He looked up, "Are you crying?" Me, crying over something so small and ridiculous, can only nod yes. He immediately fixed said small ridiculous thing. Together 10 years, still does this. Still makes me happy. My husband and I have endless conversations. There's nothing we can't talk about. Nothing. The first time we ever chatted on the phone, we talked for 6 hours. We've been together for 15 years and still talk every day, several times a day. We love our breakfast time because we chat after eating and really enjoy each other's company. We love talking no matter where we are. And since he also works from home, we work together. There's lots of times we're saying nothing, just enjoying being around each other. But I love that we can talk about anything we want and it doesn't descend into an argument. When my husband and I first started dating, we went on our second date and went back to his house and sat and talked all night long. It seemed like minutes had passed when the sun started coming up. It's a little cheesy, but that's the night that I knew I was in love. I love this so much. My boyfriend and I were friends for a very long time before we dated. I remember sneaking home at 5 a.m. before my dad got up for work and noticed I was gone. I genuinely wasn't doing anything wrong, lol. My then friend and I would order pizza and talk for hours and hours. I'd dread leaving his house and I was always looking forward to hanging out again. We've been dating almost 3 years now. I always wait to eat dinner with him, whether it's at 6 p.m. or midnight, because I love talking with him while we cook and after we eat. That's our time and it's very special to me. Taking embarrassing shit in stride. This was pretty literal for me. Sorry, this is my second post. I used to have ulcerative colitis really severely, which led to me shitting myself far more often than one should shit themselves in their early 20s. When I first started seeing my husband, who has ASD, we'd drive from campus to my apartment, and I'd be like, white knuckle concentrating on not shitting myself in his car, run up the stairs, usually barely making it to the bathroom before he walked through the door. One night I didn't make it. I'm basically hiding in the bathroom and turn on the shower B/C. It's a gross mess. On the other side of the door, he's all, "Why are you always so mad at me when we drive to your place? Did I say something?" He'd been reading my try not to shit face as I'm angry. So I came clean and admitted I'd just shit myself, preparing for him to sort of back out slowly and end things as quickly as would be polite. This was within our first 2 months. His response instead: "Oh. So you just shit yourself? Where are your jeans?" "In the garbage." "That's silly. Jeans are expensive. The laundromat is locked for the night, but do you have a bucket or something? We can soak them overnight and wash them tomorrow." "You're really not grossed out?" Shrug. "Not like you could help it. Just like, talk to me. I thought you were mad. Tell me what's going on, you know." I had feared that exact scenario since I started having UC symptoms. And my future hubs just rolled with it. Years later, when I had my colectomy, he bathed me in the hospital. After that, when he had to have a circumcision at 25, I looked after his stitches/changed his bandages several times a day, and we laughed about how gross stuff was. He's seriously the best.